All right, Tony, you're live.
Go. What's up, guys? Welcome to the latest episode of the BBL show. I'm your host, Tony Camper, and I'm here with my co-host. I'll go in order, starting from the left, all the way from Dubai. Our boy Adam. Say what's up, man.
What's up, guys?
Alrighty, and also joining us, the lovely Barbies, Miss Carla.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the tech guru, Mr. Larry Carter.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And last but not least, our special guest, Mr. Matt Childs. What's up, man?
What's up, Tony? Thanks for having me, man. Hello, everybody.
Definitely. And you're out in Tennessee, right?
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. All right. Can hear it in your accent. All right. So today, like I said, we have Matt Childs. He's our guest for the day. Matt is we found him on the Barbell Life page. He has quite a story to share. Recovering alcoholic. He was basically on his deathbed, and he bounced back and used working out in the gym to be his new vice, and he's taking that to the next level. And if you look at the pictures, you see the transformation he made was amazing. It's incredible. So without further ado, I'll let you go ahead and tell your story, Matt. Go ahead and break down your background and how all this came about.
All right, first off, my name's Matt, and I'm a real alcoholic. And, I started drinking, I'm sure, just like everybody else in high school, 16, 17, 18 years old, but I could never stop like the rest of everybody else. I always had to go further than everybody and drink a lot more. And then, starting into college, the partying got heavier. And I actually started selling drugs instead of going to class. So that addictive personality that I had towards alcohol was towards selling drugs. And then, I started getting DUIs. I got a lot of DUIs. But it was something I always tried to stop drinking, but I never could. Long story short, I've done a timeline, of everything that I've ever been through. And this is what's crazy. This right here is what I did. This right here is everything, all my detoxes, rehabs, stabilization units, ICUs twice, 911 calls, the police written reports of everything I've been through. I always liked working out, but I could never, you go all week working out really hard, and then you get to the weekend, or at least I did, and then I'd party all weekend, and then that whole week's shot. You know what I'm saying? And everything I built up to that week, I never could, I couldn't keep it because I was trying to rest Monday and Tuesday, and then by Friday I was getting it back, and then the weekends just took over. But then the weekends turned into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of abusing that shit every day. And the DUIs came first, and then denial set in. And working out was really not on my mind. I tried to stay with it, but doing drugs, I couldn't just stick with it. And, and then the detoxes started happening. And there's nothing more embarrassing than going to a detox, man, and sitting in there, and you're in there because you can't quit drinking, or at least me. And then your family, my family's trying to find a rehab to go to. Some of the best people I ever met was in detoxes and rehabs. And what's cool about some of the rehabs is they have gyms. And I mean, what connects you better? Working out, right? So, I mean, you know, when you've got a bunch of addicts and alcoholics sitting around, there's nothing better to do than to work out. You connect with each other. So it don't matter what your background is, you connect on one thing. Black, white, green, blue, it don't matter who you are. And then once I'd get out of rehabs, you know, I would think I could take that drink, but that one drink would turn into 6 months of hell. And, you know, I was taught at 18, 19, a guy trained me some old school working out, and that's where all this came from. And this last go-around, December the 17th of 2014, my last drink, when I got back from detox, I went to him and I said, you know, through all that training you did, I said, why didn't you ever win a show? And he said, it's the discipline, you know, the structure behind lifting, it's a lifestyle. It's not just going into the gym and working out for an hour. It's your diet, your cardio, your sleep, it's rest. But he said he always cheated, you know, before a show. And I asked him, and I said, so you guarantee me I can have success at this if I give this a shot? Not just work on recovery from not drinking, but work on, you know, my gym ethic as far as how far I can take the working out and do it clean too, with no, you know, no performance enhancing drugs, no juice, no growth or anything. And he said, if you put everything I've taught you into action, you'll be successful. And you know, and that's what I did. And throughout the whole year, I took pictures. Every 3 months, I did pictures, you know, front, side, and back pose. I videoed all my workouts and stuff. That's things that people don't see. And, you know, I've journaled everything. I mean, this right here is my journal. This right here is whole year. That's what I did. I went through and wrote down every day, everything I did. You know, and do what now?
Your workouts you journaled?
Workouts, cardio, anything I did, CrossFit, anything plyometrics, you know, and through that timeline, it was 18 years of just straight hell. You know, I can't stress that enough, not just for me, from what I put my whole family through, but, you know, I mean, I was going to war with myself going into this transformation, because as far gone as I was, you know, it got to where I was walking to the store trying to steal beer, you know what I mean? And that's how far it took me. And nobody wanted to be around me, and so I'm kind of lucky I became an alcoholic, because it let me get to know who I was. You know, when I took a step back and I made a solid self-appraisal of myself, and I said, you know, one thing I do know how to do is work out, but I had to give it time. And you know, and good things do come, but in lifting, it takes time. People don't understand that. It takes months. It takes years to build real muscle, and which I had some muscle memory for all this to come back. But it was, you know, but this is my addiction now, and it's my therapist. When I go to the gym, it's my therapy, you know, and I have to. My family understands, my wife and the kids, if I have to go to the gym and miss some special event, then I go to the gym, because I have to stay balanced. And that gym, working out, you know, the barbell life, so to speak, that's my balance. And it just shows people, because I see it every day, they get frustrated, and I don't see them logging anything down, taking pictures, taking notes, you know what I mean, doing the small things, because you go back and you look and see what you did and what you might need to change to better the workout. So, you know, and it's just a chronic illness, man. And I always tried to be a successful alcoholic, to where I could, what I mean by that is drink 2 or 3 beers, you know, and then stop. But my 2 or 3 turned into 50 or 60 a night, and then it, you know, the blackouts, and until I got outside of myself and I said, you know what, I don't know everything, and I allowed that power greater than myself to take in charge, and me get behind and say, okay, you know, because I'm teachable today. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be open-minded. to what people say, even though I don't want to hear it. It's going to help me in the long run.
I
And
think that's very important there because a lot of people aren't teachable, and that's
no,
that's where it goes with anything that you do. You have to be to that point where you're willing to open up and hear other people. So it's good that you're saying that because that's very important to even starting to work out. You got to be able to hear people because people go in the gym and they'll say, "Oh, I'm going to do this exercise," and someone will go, "Well, you're doing that wrong. This will help you and get you more gains if you do it this way." And they're like, "No, no, I know what I'm talking about. You just want to hate on me." And it's not really that. It's like you got to be teachable. You got to learn from other people.
oh yeah, most definitely.
All the time. Someone will post a video, and it'll be like a squat video or something. And I mean, it goes both ways, but someone will post that video, and you'll have someone go on there who knows what they're talking about and saying, "Hey, try spreading your feet a little further, or point your toes out, or even out your back and look up, stuff like that." And these guys instantly get defensive, and they're like, "Oh no, this works for me, and I know what I'm doing," and they take it the wrong way, and then you got the other guys who are the opposite, are like, "Oh, cool, what else?" And they use that, but yeah, being teachable is definitely it's big, especially in this lifestyle.
Well,
I wanted to go ahead.
well, when I was 22, 23, I didn't listen to a damn thing hardly anybody was telling me because I knew everything.
We're all knuckleheads.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, but I see the same pattern with a kid that I've been training. I just try to teach him different grips on the bars. When you're curling, to put your thumbs under to put more emphasis on your biceps and not so much stress on your forearms. Well, hell no, he wants to do it his way, and I have to say, okay, but it might be 10 years down the road, he's going to look back and say, I remember him telling me that, and it's just little bitty things like that in the gym. It's grip, it's controlled movement, it's manipulating that muscle to the point to where it has no room but to grow, especially the blood flow with it, and with me, it's not about getting in there and smashing. I'm talking about just let's squat 500 pounds. I might break my back in half, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'll cut that weight in half, and I'll do 10 to 15 reps, strict and slow. And I can't sit on the toilet the next morning, So, and that's what it's about, and I have to accept nobody wants, because I was there at one time, and age comes with, wisdom comes with age, so.
What was the final turning point for you? Like, I mean, you said you battled this for 18 years, so I'm sure there was within that 18 years there was a lot of times where you said, "All right, this is it. I'm gonna stop," and then you fell off the wagon. What was the final turning point that made you go, "This is for real. This is it"?
Well, the thing is I could always stop. I just didn't know how to stay stopped, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah.
But about 4 or 5 years ago, I was in anger management class, and I got kicked out. How the hell you get kicked out of anger management? I have no idea, but I did. And the guy that kicked me out, we was out front, and he told me, he said, "I'm going to see you on the front page for murder one day." Well, that shit stuck with me. And about 4 or 5 years went by, and my last relapse, I was in the hospital, in that hospital bed. And whenever you say you're going to harm yourself, they bring in a caseworker. Well, it was the same guy that kicked me out of anger management. And he was at the foot of the bed, and he looked up at me, and he said, "You remember me?" And I flew off the mat. And there was a police officer in there with me, and I remember talking to him, and I told that police officer, I said, I really didn't want to go to detox, but I said, when I come back from detox, it's on. I'm not looking back. So it was him saying that in a condescendingly kind of way towards me, because it was like I'm never going to change. And I told the police officer, and it's blown his mind. He was like, "I remember that talk, and I can't believe all this." But I said, "I'm going to come after that guy's job, because there's a lot of people that go through that when the caseworker shows up, they have no idea what alcoholics and addicts go through. They don't know that obsession and compulsion towards that drug or whatever it is that they want. they go to school for it and that's it. They don't know the physical side effect. And, you know, but I do have to thank him for doing that. And it was just enough was enough. And I had enough people against me, hating on me, and it was just time to make a turn and do something about it, and not just in recovery, but all this transformation, and to help people look, no matter how far down you feel like you are, there's a way up. You know, even when there's no light, there's a little bit there. If you can see a little bit, then you got a chance, you know, and everybody's got a chance. And it's getting over that hump of hating. I hated myself, and once I learned how to love myself, I had to do that before I could love anybody. And you know, now it's I have to get along with every human being possible. That's what my recovery calls for. Even if I don't like them, I still have to get along with them.
I totally agree with that, because, you know, like, the first step to enlightenment, like, people always look at things and they go, I hate this in the world, I hate that in the world, and they externally try to change it. But they don't realize the first change comes within. It starts within you. You can't change the world outside of you until you change your inner self. So you gotta first, everything starts with love yourself, because you're the closest person to yourself. Nobody else. You can't learn to love anybody else until you learn to first love yourself. So people fail that, and they always want to focus and say, let me fix this outside of myself. I don't like this. But as soon as you fix yourself and everything, then that's when everything starts coming together.
I agree totally.
See why we call Larry the guru?
Hey, he's on point though. He's on point though. It's just like it's just like people, you know. I've always heard this. You need to change people, places, and things. Well, bullshit. I changed people, places, and things, and I still relapsed and got drunker when I changed them. Not until I changed myself, then everything else changed around me. You know, whenever I changed, everything changed. And it's a spiritual kind of thing. You know, it really is. And it took a lot of chaos for me to get to that. I mean, it's just like in the gym. Tomorrow I've got legs. Before I even do legs, I already know what I'm going to do before I even go in the gym. I'm not just going to walk in there and be like, well, I feel like doing some leg press today. You know, hell yeah, maybe some stiff-legged deadlifts. And no, my routine's already up here. Then that way, when I get in there, it's like, you know, it's a drug. But with me knowing what I'm going to do, my body's going to react different towards it than it is if I don't know what I'm doing. You know, and I'm always prepared, so to speak.
Yeah, you go in there with a plan of attack. It's like if you're going to war, you're not just blindly, you know, running to the battle lines. You know, you got a plan of attack. You know, you're a strategy. You know what you're doing. Real quick, let's welcome to the show, Big Will. What's going on, man? Get that mic, brother. Get that mic. All right, well, you figure out your microphone issue, Will. Adam, you look like you're about to ask a question or say something.
Yeah, I was just going to kind of say something that makes sense here. A story that I heard recently was there was a man with his young son, and they're playing, and eventually the father gets tired of playing with his kid, you know, because, you know, kids can play a lot more than grown-ups can. So the dad wants to have a break, and he comes up with this idea. He's going to take a map of the world, and he's going to cut it up into different pieces, and he's going to give it to his son to let him go put it together like a puzzle. And to the father, he's thinking this is going to take a long time. It's going to let him have some peace and quiet, going to give him a break, right? So he cuts it all up, and he gives it to his son, says, go to your room and figure all this out. Put it all together. And the kid goes into his room, and after about 5 or 10 minutes, the kid comes back, and he's got the whole puzzle put back together, the map of the world put back together. And the father's like, how did you do this so quickly? Like, he's amazed, you know, he can't believe it. And the boy goes, well, Dad, on the back of the map of the world, there was a drawing of a man. So I put the man back together, and the world just fell into place.
Well, exactly.
I like
which is very, very similar to what you've gone through, bro. I've been around addiction my whole life. I mean, since I was a little kid, I know everything there is to know about it pretty much. I've seen it all. I've been around it all, experienced it. And a lot of people don't realize the disease, the significance of it, of that disease. I mean, it's as bad as any other. And it's probably some of the worst, because you're fighting two different characters. You're a good person, and you're fighting yourself with a bad person, good versus evil. And a lot of people are affected by it. Usually, it's not just yourself; it's your family, it's your friends, colleagues, etc. And man, I just want to say, I'm very proud of you. I know it's a hell of a battle to do what you've done and to come the distance that you've came. And at the same time, that's probably why you've done so well in the gym, because most people don't realize the fight that an addict or an alcoholic has in them. I mean, they're willing, they can do something that regular people can't do. They can overcome some of the worst shit you can imagine. And I applaud you, man. You're definitely an inspiration to a lot of people, including myself.
Thank you. I will say this, that with alcohol, with me, and I know I speak for a lot of people, and drugs too, you know, when I drank for so long, when you go to detox, this is what they do. You go see a psychiatrist. And what does a psychiatrist do? They put you on, I got hit with bipolar, personality disorder, with insomnia, with depression. I was like, damn, hell, I'm fucked up. So now I'm taking Seroquel, Trazodone, Geodone. I'm taking 7 different kinds of medications. And I say all that, it's because, you know, I destroyed my brain drinking. So now when I'm in detox, they're putting prescription medication in my head. So therefore, my brain's never naturally trying to heal on its own. It's still in a fog. You know what I mean? And I asked that power greater than myself this last time. I said, listen, fuck this. When I get out, I ain't taking no more psych meds. And I believe in medication if it's taken right. But I created all of my diagnosis. So I didn't need all that shit, all them suicidal thoughts and depression. It took months to get over, but that's why the gym is so important. It's because I can go in there and I can smash it. And when I get home, my brain can't even think after what I put it through. And I don't need a tackle box full of pills to go to bed, you know, and to walk around every day. And them time release Seroquel, I'll be sitting there and it's like boom. And now I'm out on the floor. They're like, what the hell's wrong with? Oh, it's all right. It's his medication. You know, what the hell? I can't be in there on the squat rack and then pass out because of my medication. You know, but it is going through what I did, and I appreciate that, man. You saying that about alcoholics and addicts, because everybody at the gym is like, what in the hell are you doing this for? You know, and I have that drive of not giving up. You know, I gave up long enough drinking. And it's like this. I tried to kill myself every day drinking beer. And they say, why do you work out every day? I say, if I drink every day, you better believe I'm going to work out every day. You know what I mean? And you can only imagine what I do to myself in that gym if I couldn't kill myself with them weights. I mean, with the drink. And now I'm in the gym, and it's just like, God, it just keeps coming back for more. You know, and that's what it's about is. is the human body is amazing, and the brain, it's amazing, and it can come back. It takes time. But there's a thing called post-acute withdrawal. It's called pause. It don't matter if I'm sober 5 or 10 years, I'm still going to have that thought every now and then of using or picking up a beer, and that's just being honest. And I'm allergic to it. And when I say I'm allergic to it, it's because I break out in handcuffs or I break out in detoxes or emergency rooms. You feel me? So, it goes. It's got its pros and its cons, and but I can go sit with my dad at Hooters or Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'll sit at the bar with him. He can drink a beer, and I can eat my wings, and I can leave. That's how cool it is now. Used to, I couldn't do that. Granted, everything I've been through, and I don't suggest anybody try doing that early in recovery, but I'm not going to let my disease win. If I don't do that, then my disease is winning. And by God, I ain't going to let nobody kick my ass no more. Nothing except me. I'll be the only one that does that.
So when you started your recovery, did you automatically rechannel that energy towards the gym, or did it take you a while to kind of realize, hey, this works for me? This is kind of a release, an alternative.
Well, I mean, I was going to meetings all day, every day. I was trying to work, but it was I was going through the motions at first. In my journal that calendar, you can see when I started, it was just like chest one day. I mean, I'd go in there and do chest, very little, because my body was so weak and it was broke down that I had to get acclimated back to where I could handle the weight, and it took months. But, and I'd pray and say, look, just get me through today. When tomorrow gets here, we'll worry about it. But, I mean, even when I didn't want to go to the gym, I forced myself to go to the gym. And some of the worst workouts, the weakest ones, were my best workouts, and they are. And people don't realize that. Just because you're weak don't mean it's a bad workout. That's your body telling you, look, you killed it. You chill out. Just go through the motions today, and we'll knock it out next week. So,
Yeah, we've had a few guests on so far, and many of them had their own issues. We've had people who were, they're diagnosed with either like kidney issues, or they were so obese that they were told if they don't lose weight they're gonna die. And now your situation, and it's like all these different scenarios, they were all fixed. Well, not fixed, but they were all improved by one thing, and that was going to the gym. And the gym's really changing lives. I mean, even in your case, and personally, I can speak on that as well. I've had my issues. It seems like whenever everything was against me and life was hard, just going in that gym for an hour just made everything better. And I mean, and there's science behind it. Your body releases endorphins, the chemical that gives you that good, happy feeling, and is better than any drug out there, And like you said, it's not just your body, but your mind as well. You're in there, you're lifting the weights, you're thinking about things. Your brain it feels like it's working better. It's more clear. You focus. It's the best therapy out there, man. I try to tell people that. They don't want to.
I think that.
It's like this, the runners, I have some friends that run all the time, and they get that runner's high. You know what I'm saying? Well, I get that workout high the best part of my day is whenever I've got however much on squats and I'm down on the ground and I'm trying to pick a quarter up with my butt cheeks, I'm going down so far. You know what I mean? That's when I feel the best, and people don't realize. They don't need to realize it. As long as I'm happy, that's where I get lost. And I come up and I'm like, damn, today was good. So.
Well, hopefully your story.
I think that's why a lot of people take offense to it. The people that get into the gym. I mean, a lot of people need it more so than just want to do it. There's some people out there, they just want to go to the gym, but there's a lot of us that really need it. You know, you see that meme that says for some of us it's therapy, and that's exactly right. I mean, I need the gym as much as I want the gym, and then once you need it, it becomes your lifestyle. I mean, everything about your life is built around the gym, so that's really all you talk about. And whenever you try to talk about that to non-lifters, they're like, just shut up about it. You know, you're reminding me of how lazy I am right now, so they can't relate, but it's very important to us.
Yeah, when people like when I've been out of the gym for, say, I'm sick or something, and I'm out of the gym a few days or whatever, it drives me crazy. Like you said, Adam, I literally need it. Like I start itching at the neck, like a fiend. Like I need to get back in the weights. Um, but before I forget, so how did you get in touch with like bodybuilding.com and muscle and fitness and all that? How did that come about?
Before that, real quick, let Carla break in because Carla wants to say something on that.
Oh, go ahead, Carla.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say, like Adam said, addiction doesn't just affect the person that's drinking or doing drugs, it affects the whole family. And I've been surrounded by addiction my whole entire life, too, starting from when I was little with my father. Um, and, being on the other side of it, you do need, it just affects like the whole family. And because we want to try and save our loved ones, but we can't, and it takes so much learning, about why we're trying to save them. So then it helps you. It kind of forces you to look at your own self, because it's not just the person that's doing the drug or the alcohol. It's how am I contributing to the growth of that person or the family or myself. And so on the other side, we also need the gym to be able to understand the diseases that affects the families. And I honestly believe that it is a disease and that you have to fight every day, even when I've seen a lot of people in my family feel like they can control it, or you can drink a couple days, or do drugs and then go to work and function, and then you realize that you really can't control it, but you can manage it. And I just want to thank you for sharing your story, because I know that there's so many people on the BBL and just everywhere in general that is going through this kind of struggles that you're going through, and the families are going through the struggles as well. But the gym is definitely a lifesaver for so many of us, even if it's not drugs and alcohol, but other things, losing people, or growing up in an abusive household, whatever it is. We all have stories, but the one thing that we all have in common is that we find our sanctuary is the gym, because we can accomplish some of the most impossible, well, what we thought was impossible, we can accomplish that in the gym. It's not a matter of physical strength, it's a matter of what you're bringing mentally to the gym. So
Let me say this. Let me say this, that it wasn't a bed of roses those 18 years. I mean, it was pure hell. Especially, I mean, my wife took the kids. She left me. I mean, we're back together now. But people, the story's so broad. It's hard to talk about things like that, because you got to remember, for 18 years, my nuclear family, they had to deal with my stubborn, drunken ass for so long. Now this new me, they're not used to this new guy, and I created behaviors, attitudes, and resentments in them through my drinking that they're not just going to get rid of it overnight. You know what I mean? So they still have a lot of resentment, And I mean, it's just like you said, it's the whole family. Hell, the dog's even affected. You know, I mean, the damn dog starved too. I mean, he's like, when am I going to eat? And, you know, and it affects everything. And it's a daily struggle. And, but the good thing about it is now we've gotten through that, and I could relapse tomorrow, but it's our relationship is stronger now than it ever has been since this, you know. And that's what it's about is people it's a sketchy topic because some people are afraid to talk about it, and I held it in for too long. When I started crying and getting it out, that's when I said hell with it, man. I feel good now, you know, because I mean it takes a lot to cry. Real men don't cry, whatever they do, you know. Well, I do, so.
You sharing that, man. So I was asking about the bodybuilding.com. You said
Yeah.
with them, and then also Muscle and Fitness, right?
Right. The bodybuilding.com, there are some kids at the gym, and you got to remember, I'm out of date, man. I don't know anything that's going on in the world, you know, when I got back into the gym. And they were like, dude, you need to get on bodybuilding.com, man. They got some cheap supplements, man. And I was like, all right. And, well, I get on there, and it was saying, you know, send in some pictures. Well, I'd been doing pictures the whole year. I mean, I knew I had a plan, but I really didn't know what I was going to do. And so I just emailed them a couple of pictures, and one of the editors had emailed me saying that her chief editor wanted to get some more information on me, and so they sent me a long application, and I filled it out, and I really didn't expect anything to happen, and she called, and we did the interview, and it went well, and there's nothing more than anticipating, buddy, especially everything I've been through, because we did it in like January, and it didn't come out until March. I was wanting it to come out the next day.
Yeah,
you know?
you're right. Right.
Oh, man.
Do you have that link? We can post it to the video, so anybody watching this, they can check it out and read it. So yeah, share that with me, and I'll be sure to post that on the YouTube video.
Sure.
And then you recently did a interview with Muscle and Fitness, right?
Right. It's I mean, I can't elaborate a lot on it because it's not out, but I can say that they've got all this stuff. Muscle and Fitness has every journal that I've had. They've got my timeline. They've called my family, you know, to legitimize everything. And but it should, I don't know, it could be out this week possibly. If it's not this week, then it'd be the 1st of April. But it's, you know, it's from where I was at within 16 months, all this going on. It's overwhelming, but it's also a blessing too, because it's, you know, going into all this, I didn't want to just transform my life. I wanted to be an inspiration for other people that's struggling too, to not give up. You know, don't worry about what people are saying about you. You know, use that as motivation, as fuel to go to the gym. Hell, if you rock climb, rock climb. If you ride bikes, ride a bike, you know. But it's like me, I'm an extremist. We do the plyometrics box jumps. They go like 30 inches. You know, we got to do 34. They use 18, or some guys use 18-pound sledgehammers. We use 30. And it's just got to be bigger. And that's the whole thing. So, but yeah, the Muscle and Fitness is a big thing for me. So I told them, I said, I'm going to be on the front page one day. They said, you're crazy as hell. And I said, I know.
But watch, right? Well, yeah, that was a big reason we had you on the show. You know, we saw the story, and you know, it's really inspirational. You know, and if your story can push somebody, or you know, help somebody beat their, you know, addiction, or you know, their something they're struggling with, that's what we want. You know, so I really appreciate you coming on and you know sharing all that with us, and definitely you got to keep us posted with the newest interview you did. So once that comes out, you know, share it on the page. Get that to me. I'll put that on the YouTube video as well, this video, so anyone watching the video can see it. But we got about 15 minutes left in the show, so I think it'd be a good time to start taking some questions. Larry, you got anything on deck?
Yeah, we have a few questions on deck. Let's see here. We can go with Desiree Griffin. I see all of these posts on Facebook about Plexus, True Vision, Wraps, etc. On supplements. Do any of them actually work? I'm looking for a response for someone who does not sell them, but that has tried them.
Um, you
I've
guys,
seen.
I got my opinion on those things. You guys can go ahead and answer first if you like.
So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law have done Plexus, and I've noticed that they've gotten results from the whole thing. Um, they've lost considerable weight doing it. His wife sells Plexus, and they've lost some amount of pounds, but there has been a noticeable difference. The one thing that I will say is, you lose the weight, but you don't necessarily get the body that you want. And the reason why I say that is because there's a difference between just dropping pounds from just eating and actually going in the gym and lifting weights. Just like there is a difference in cardio, like your body doesn't snap back together and get that great bikini body or that great beach look that you want. So regardless, you can do all of these different things, but the reality is, because diet is a big part of losing weight. But what you want to do, if you want your skin, your body, and all of that to look great, is you got to get in the gym and lift weights. And by lifting weights, like you mix it with about 30 minutes of cardio, that'll give you the endorphins that you need. They show that in science, where if you're feeling depressed or anything else, that'll give you that up boost that everybody's been talking about today in the show, where it just makes you feel better. It gives you this, hey, I'm on top of the world feeling, that runner's high and everything. Plus, on top of the lifting weights, it'll cause your body to snap back together. So I would say, as it said, it's a supplement, not a replacement for eating healthy and working out.
Now, this thing you're talking about, what is it? Basically, just like something you eat or a drink or something?
It's a drink that you put in, and you just drink it every day. I think it does some meal suppressing and some other things with it. And I would guess the True Vision is probably similar to that. The wraps, the theory behind that is you're supposed to sweat out. But again, I mean, you probably notice anything like there's a thing called waist training where you wear corsets and it slams, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really take away from necessarily you losing weight. It just kind of forces you to fit into a shape in your body, just readjust around it, but you didn't lose weight. You didn't get healthier or anything like that. So,
And the reason why these things are so popular, I mean, these companies are making millions, billions of dollars. They've been doing it since I was a little kid. Richard Simmons, Deal a Meal, and the waist ab thingy or the little like there's always some crazy infomercial about these things, and now you have these Shakeology and Herbalife and all these things, and um, in my opinion, it's a quick fix. It's people looking for a shortcut. Um, there's, like you said though, Larry, there's nothing like good old fashioned going to the gym, lifting some weights, doing some sort of cardio, whether that's playing ball or jumping on a bike or just going for a hike or a run or whatever. Um, there's nothing that's going to shape your body and give you what you're looking for than the basics. All that other stuff is just a shortcut. And like you said, it's temporary. I mean, these shakes, all they're doing is putting you at a caloric deficit. So what I mean by that is you're burning more than you're putting in your body, so naturally you're going to lose weight. But it's temporary. If you're not working out and you're not living a healthy lifestyle or eating right, you know, the weight's going to come back. It always does. These fad diets is always the case. People, they lose all the weight and they're like, yeah, this works, and then they get off of it and they watch, because they don't change their lifestyle. They watch all the pounds just come right back on, and they wonder what the hell. And as far as these racks and these waist trainers go, I won't even really get into that. I mean, it's self-explanatory. You're not doing anything. You're hiding. You're hiding what's actually there. If you want to get rid of your belly, start eating better. Abs are made in the kitchen. That's the saying. It's so true. Start eating better. Start working out. It's that simple. Stop with the gimmicks. Stop with the shortcuts. Make a lifestyle change and change your body. That's the only way you're going to do it. Anybody else got and want to touch on this subject before we move on?
Carla?
Cool. What's the next question?
Okay. Mike, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name that he has, but Mike says, my girl is looking to try protein as opposed to simple whey. Now, in you guys' opinion, would it be better or worsen her gains? Make her more curvy or help with muscle gains?
Kind of a weird question. So he's saying using a soy protein compared to like a whey, like a milk one, milk
Yeah,
derived.
I mean, there's a multitude of things that are going on here in this question. But I think the way to probably break this down is what is the difference between whey protein and a soy protein? Um, and then the next one to address might be more of a misconception because he's worried about the gains and how, and if it will make her curvy, which protein isn't going to
Yeah,
change your body shape.
is just part of your diet, your supplementation. Difference between the whey and the soy is one's plant based and one's derived from cows for milk. So that right there is basically the whey from the cows. Um, from what I've read, is more effective. It's more um, you get more protein per serving kind of thing. The plant-based stuff, I've just read a lot about soy, especially for guys. It's not too good. It actually makes your body produce more estrogen. So, but I know he's saying this for his girlfriend. Um, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. I don't think soy is that bad for females. I would definitely look into that though. Um, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian or something, then obviously you don't want whey protein. But and as far as being shapely with your protein, it doesn't really work like that. Um, you're not going to just start taking protein and have a shapely body. Like you were talking about earlier, you got to work out and all that stuff. So, um, anybody else want to tackle that question? That's kind of a weird question, hard to answer, I think.
Do you have anything, Matt, or do you want?
Well, that's why it's called supplementation, is because you supplement for one for the other. But there's nothing like going in the gym and just doing some hard work. If you want them curves, it comes with hard work. So
It's not easy. All right, what?
The difference, there is a big difference between the two types of protein. The whey protein is going to have more of your essential amino acids, which is why the whey protein is more of the time preferred. The soy protein itself, you generally want to stay away from any soy products that aren't fermented, because most of them actually will end up doing more harm than good. They'll cause more estrogen development. Like they've done a study showing that a lot of these products end up, causing your body to break down even in healthy people. So it's not really a good product even for women to be taking a lot of soy-based products unless they're fermented ahead of time, in that type of process. So it's best to probably stick to the whey itself. You're going to get more benefits from that as a supplement for protein. And there's other protein supplements that show different, that'll show you gaining more protein and able to make more muscle from those. We use one in our supplement, which is in our Creavate supplement that'll be coming out. That's, the different types of protein there that'll help you out. But yeah, I'd probably personally stay away from that. And I think everybody else covered, it's not going to make you more curvy. That's the workout and that type of thing.
Yeah, and if you do want to use a plant-based protein, there's alternatives to soy. I mean, you have pea protein, hemp protein. There's a ton of stuff out there. So if you're gonna use a vegetarian-based, or I'm sorry, a plant-based protein, don't look at those other options. They're a lot better for you, and you won't have these negative effects that soy protein can cause. We are probably got time for one last quick question, and then we got to wrap it up. Do we have anything else, or?
Yes, Abigail asked, when does everybody work out? Or I guess what time of day? And I think we've covered this one before, but we'll go ahead and start with you, Matt. What time of day do you like to work out? And I'm pretty sure it's probably all day.
I normally do my cardio at 6 to 7 a.m. because I've always heard your body reacts different doing cardio in the mornings. And I don't drink any water or anything until I get done with my cardio. And then I usually work out at around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then if I have to do anything else small as far as abs, anything plyometric, I just fit them in whenever I have time.
Nice. What about you, Carla? What time do you like to? I already know the answer, but for the listeners out there, it's your mic.
We'll go ahead and do a mic
Yeah,
check.
I work out according to my work schedule. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I have to get up at 5 and get to the gym by 6. 'Cause then I work till 8, so I can't, I don't want to go afterwards. And then, the other days of the week, I pretty much have more time, but on those days, I only have an hour in the morning. And it sucks because I'm not even half awake. But, some of my best lifts have been when I had 3 hours of sleep or, just tired as hell. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but my best days are on the weekends and also Tuesdays when I have a lot of time and I can do a whole bunch of things.
You can have fun. You can play a little.
Yeah.
What about you, Will? He disappeared. Will, what time do you like to work out?
Pretty much all the time, but usually I work out at nighttime, like in the afternoon after work.
Is there a
On
reason
weekends
why?
I work out like in the, any good time of the day is good for me to work out, but I work. So if I didn't work, I work out every day, every hour of the day.
Pretty much when you can,
Like
right?
that way. So
I got you. Cool, man. Thanks. Larry, what about you?
I like to do it in the morning. I find when I wake up in the morning, it's a good start for the day. Plus, after doing a lot of reading, as you can tell, I read a whole heck of a lot. But I found that willpower, they say, is finite. So you have to get, your most important thing done at the start of the day. And for me, I found that to be true. Like, if I wait till the end of the day to do a workout, I'm like dreading going to the gym. Like when I get there, I'll go hard, but it's just the drive to the gym. It's like I've been
That's
working all day. I don't even want to drive. So it's better to just in the morning, right when I wake up and everything, get a glass of water in because you always got to get that first glass of water to start. Then I go in and get my workout, kill myself. Sometimes I come back and take a nap afterwards, but it's generally on leg days for some odd reason. I have to take a nap before work. So, but yeah, in the morning times for me, really.
Yeah, I agree. I like to do it in the morning. Like you said, I like to just get up and go. Um, I, I feel like if I don't do it like that, I'm not gonna do it later. Especially after a long, hard day. You get off of work, you come home, you're beat. The last thing you want to do is go change and then go work out. And the gym's always crazy packed after work. So yeah, I like to go nice and early before anyone gets there. Just knock it out, get it out the way. And another reason why is because after I'm done with my workout, we were talking about this earlier. I feel great. My endorphins are flowing. Uh, I got energy, and then that's the best way to start my day. Full of all that energy and endorphins, and it's just starting on the right foot. But I noticed also when it comes to like doing big lifts like squats, bench, and deadlifts, uh, when I do those later in the day, I feel a lot stronger. I think because you've been awake, you're not as tired, you've got some food in your system, you're more hydrated, things like that. So, a couple things to think about. Uh, let's see. That was pretty much everybody. All right, so we got to wrap up. Um, Again, Matt, appreciate you making it to the show. You've been a great guest. Love your story. We'll definitely have to get you back on a little down the road and, you know, see how you're doing. Uh, Anything you want to share with the audience before we wrap up?
I just want to thank God first, my family. Thank you guys for allowing me to be on the show. And a good friend of mine, Andy Peters, with Fit Plus Meals here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He does a great job doing that, trying to get people to lose weight, eating right, and everything. He's the one that's helped me get all this lined up. I had all the paperwork, and he had the idea. So a good business associate. Thank all of my family, though. And once again, the Barbell Life. Go Barbell Life, baby. That's right.
We got to get you a shirt, man.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you coming on the show, man. You've been awesome. Carla, you want to say anything before we head out?
No, just thanks, Matt, for your story and sharing it with us. It's very inspirational, and I'm hella motivated right now. And just hope to see everybody on the BBL lifting and posting your videos and your swolfies, and that's it.
Nice. Thanks for coming out, and appreciate Baby for making the show as well. Fan favorite right there. Big Will. Every time I say his name, he disappears. Hey, Big Will, you want to say something?
Yeah. Matt, your story is incredible.
Your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Matt, your story is really incredible. Like you went from rock bottom to greatness, man. So I really appreciate it. You taught a lot, you came through. And me myself, like when I was younger, like I used to drink every single day, like a 12 pack, the case, get wasted. I went to rehab at 21. I didn't take it seriously, but I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I let alcohol take control of me. And you don't realize it when you're drunk like that every day. It's like your actions, you don't see how it affects others, and it does affect them, and so thank you for sharing your story.
You're gonna want to unmute Matt because I had to mute you.
What you say?
I was gonna say Matt needs to unmute to talk because I had to mute him because your two mics are freaking bad.
I appreciate that, Will.
Oh, no problem.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap up. As you can see on the screen, we got the new supplement line, Barbell Nutrition, coming out soon. Shout out to everybody who went to the website and signed up for the mailing list. The website is barbellnutrition.com. You can go there, go ahead and sign up on the mailing list. You'll get notifications when the pre-orders are available, and also any news, Barbell Life stuff that's coming out, and we'll be putting out, discounts, sales, coupon codes, things like that. So definitely want to get on that list. And that's pretty much it for today's show. Again, I want to thank Matt Childs for making it out. Check the YouTube this video right here. I'll go ahead and put some links on there for Matt's interviews. And until next week, thanks a lot, guys. We're out.
All right, and that's a wrap. Yeah.